Okay, part four of this session now. So we had sorted out our ground floor plan. I'm putting in now my east elevation, my north elevation, my west elevation. So I'm showing you how we can set up our elevations so that they're kind of ready to go. And as we start putting in elements, you'll see them starting to appear here, and it's always a good idea to do that. So I'm swapping out the title tags for this one, title with no line, but with the reference detail. That's important that you got the reference detail there. Okay, so let's just shift that up there, and we'll move that one back here a little bit there. Right, now I'm back into my plan. So we're more or less ready now to start drawing some of our walls. That's the first thing that we're going to do in this video here. So I'm going into wall and into here. Now we mentioned that I was asking you what type of wall constructions you were going to use. So there's a variety of different types. And the point about this is that I'm going to show you the techniques to create your particular wall, and you'll bring that information forward from TDS. And the one that we started off with this morning was this one here, was the external insulation wall. So I'm going to edit type, and here it is here. Now I'm going to duplicate this because we said we were going to put a little marker on this to say that this is a TDS PR01. So this is our external wall for this particular project here. Now I'm going to go into the structure, and yeah, we said we were good with the render there. We were good with the insulation. We were good with that little capping coat that goes on top of the masonry units. And what we wanted to do was add a little section in here for our battens. So I'm putting in an extra line here. So I hit the insert button, an extra line comes up here. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to say this is a substrat. And then we went into our material browser, and I'm going to scroll down to the bottom down here because it's the wood I'm after. So here's our wood stud layer. And what I did with that was I right click and I duplicated. And I said, rather than call this a stud layer, I was going to call this my batten layer. Just in case I've got batten. Okay. Now, so I click out of that one, and I'm going to click back into it. Wood batten layer. There it is there. Now, all I want to do is in the cut pattern here, I want to put in a solid fill. And I'm going to change the color down to maybe the slightly darker gray. I put the lighter gray the last time. Let's see how this works for us. Okay. And I'm going to make that 25 mil thick. Now, very often what happens is that they'll put this kind of counter battening on, then the plasterboard. And that gives us a little bit of room to be able to get our electrics and pipes and stuff like that in and around without having to chop through stud partitions and that type of stuff, or in this case, cut through the masonry block. So notice where my core boundaries are. So my core boundary on the inside is on the inside of the masonry units here. We're going to come to that now in a second. And in terms of the wraps, well, I don't want that to wrap. I don't want that to wrap. I don't want that to wrap. I just want the outsides to wrap. And at inserts where we put in windows and doors, I want it to wrap from the interior. I'm going to say at the moment, I might change that. And at the ends, definitely from the exterior. All right. So let's have a look. Yeah, so that's how the wrapping I want to happen. Now, it might be both here because actually when we put in inserts, when it goes in here, I might have that gypsum wallboard wrap around on the inside and the render wrap around on the outside. That's a better thing to do. Okay, so there I am. Now, I've got that. Oh, I'm going to go back one more thing. So what I'm doing in here, not in this type comments, right? I'm going to take this note. I'm going to control exit, and I am actually going to put this note into the description parameter here. Now, there's a few changes to be made to that note, and I'll come back to that later. But what I want you to do is every time we create something new is to put a description of it into this particular parameter here, which is called description. So this is our external wall construction one. 30 Stowe insulation, which is a proprietary render and insulation system. And let's just